Hey everybody, welcome back to the State of the YouTube podcast. I am your host, Monkey Jones, joined as always by Rusty Cage and Emperor Lemon.
And me.
Welcome back, everyone. The party is officially on. I am camping out here in my soundproof bunker because there is a very loud party going on next door. What could
and
the
today
party
we are
be
joined
for?
by a very special guest, one Reactor.
Oh, I'm the guest today. Awesome.
Yep.
You guys gonna interview me?
Yeah, we're going to interview you. What is your opinion on the election? That's what we all need to know right away.
I think it was 100% legit. And just like all the media is reporting, there is zero evidence of any voter fraud ever. It's very rare, the experts say.
Guys, if I can just, a peek behind the curtain, we usually don't title these episodes until long after we record them. But if I could bring an episode title to the panel for your consideration, I think we should call this Reactor and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Week. Because Reactor's been having a really shitty week.
Not really. You
got banned off of Twitter. You wasted
yeah.
election day flying round trip for a guy who lost. And now you're out $100. It sounds like you've had a shitty week.
Like the plane ticket cost like $250.
Wait, were you were flying places?
He flew to Pennsylvania to cheat the vote, and then they lost in Pennsylvania anyway.
Not in Pennsylvania. I flew to New Jersey because that's where I live.
Oh. I thought you were going to Philadelphia.
No, I had to fly. Well, because New Jersey's next to Philly. Philly's a suburb of New Jersey. Or New Jersey's a suburb of Philly.
But you're going there to vote like an honest citizen because that's what everyone's supposed to do.
My home of address, my home of record or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have so much to go through this episode. I don't even know where to begin. Should we just let Emplemon fucking talk for 3 minutes straight like usual?
Yeah.
All right,
well, it's funny.
Hey, I thought I was getting the nod here to talk, Rusty. I don't appreciate the interruptions. I'm just as valid part of a show as the rest of you. Okay, now I will use this opportunity to speak. As I said earlier, I am currently sitting here inside my soundproof bunker. But the party is so strong that the bass sound is infiltrating even this soundproof room. Seriously, there's like a party with 100 people next door.
It kind of sounds
Could
like
it be because Biden won? Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's all in your head. Yeah.
It's all in my head? You mean this throbbing
Have you
bass
seen a lot
sound
of,
is not from the party next door?
Well, I can't hear it now, but also it seems like you're kind of breaking up. Do you think that this bunker is like ruining your internet?
I guess the Wi-Fi connection has to go through a separate door. Hopefully we can rely on this analog signal
but you're recording it, so
maintain the course, and I can offer my brilliant political analysis for this election. You see, we here at TrashRats News, we give you the answers. The election is very messy and confusing. We're here to solve the problem for you and make sure that you don't have to think critically about anything and instead just copy our opinions.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll all four of us have the exact same opinion.
Yeah, I feel like we might disagree on a few things. All right, well, let's just say what we've seen as of today.
We should address the elephant in the room that we made a $100 bet, and we still don't know who's going to win because it's about who gets inaugurated. And right now,
it's not looking good for Biden.
Civil war might break out. Reactor might still win this thing.
Well, also a lot of things could happen because, just because the news is saying someone won doesn't mean
that's
shit.
Hilarious.
If everyone remembers the election. Well, I guess it was only about 20 years ago at this point, but
that's before our fans were born.
Between Bush and Al Gore, it went on for like an entire fucking month of just recounts and contesting the original counts, and then it completely flipped because everyone said, right off the bat, they said Al Gore won, and realistically, he probably did win. I think it was a lot of fucking shady shit that was going on that allowed it to somehow turn around to Bush winning.
And let's give a round of applause to the Green Party, my boys.
But
who single-handedly cost Al Gore enough votes in the swing states to result in a George W. Bush victory. And
Hell
then
yeah.
I think that if you subtract
18 months later, the greatest event in American
if you
history.
subtract the Democrat cheating from every election in U.S. history, Democrats probably never won a real election. in their
So
history.
you're saying, yeah, Democrats never
They
win.
never won an election in history.
It's
No,
always
because
been
think about
corrupt.
it. Think about it. So why do you think Democrats are all in cities? Why don't you think they're in small towns?
I mean, I know some Democrats out in the more rural parts of, where I live in Florida.
Yeah, but the Democrats don't run that area, right?
I don't think anyone runs it.
I
There's,
think
there's no local government there.
Guys, we should simplify this because it seems like we're already in the weeds. Let's tone this down a bit and let's pretend that we're talking to a couple of sixth graders because realistically, that's what we're doing right now. Reactor, clearly from your tweets, you got a problem with what's going on in the news right now. So how about uninterrupted? We just let you lay out what you think is going on, and then we can address it afterwards.
Okay, well, laws have been broken. Obviously, that's a fact, right? The Supreme Court told them to not mix the ballots that were received after November 3rd, and they ignored them. So that's a fact. That's going to be an issue. And there's whistleblowers saying that they were told to backdate ballots received on November 4th to November 3rd to try avoiding that Supreme Court ruling, because anything received after the 3rd is supposed to be put to the side. And they didn't do that. They were backdating them. It's a mess. They had Democrat poll watchers pretending to be Republicans, and they didn't allow actual Republicans to poll watch. So these are all illegitimate votes because the law, says it has to be counted, while people are watching. It's really weird that they boarded up the windows. There's all kinds of weird shit. Why is it that Joe Biden got less votes than Hillary Clinton in 2016 in Illinois? That's kind of strange. There was a blue wave apparently, wasn't there? Or was it only in swing states? Is that what it was? The blue wave only happened in swing states? Why is it that Donald Trump got 20% of the minority vote, was it like 25% of the minority vote nationwide, except for in Detroit? It's like
because people in
there's all
Detroit
kinds
are
of weird
fucking
stuff.
retarded, and they're drinking that water from Flint, Michigan, so it's just causing them a bunch of brain damage. So of course they identify with the
are you on
candidate
Team
like
Reactor
Biden,
right now,
whose
then?
brain is already just like dripping out through his ears on a daily
How
basis.
about this? Why is it that Texas is capable of counting all of their votes on election night, but these other states run by Democrats are like, oh, we have to wait. We have to wait till tomorrow. That's not how it works. You don't pause while counting votes. That's how you cheat. You literally cheat by saying, all right, we're going to stop counting. I'll be back in 5 hours.
Maybe
Then
they ran
we'll
out of
start
an
counting.
abacus.
Yeah. No, it's just there's nothing legitimate about it. I've always known my whole life that Republicans and Democrats are corrupt and they are cheating America and selling America overseas. We're losing our shit's being drained.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what party doesn't cheat?
So-
the Green Party, baby, because we lose
Yeah,
all
clearly
the
because
time.
they can't win shit.
But
The 2024 Green Party campaign has begun.
No, that's not
here,
happening.
ladies
No,
and
that's not
gentlemen.
happening anymore.
This is ground zero.
The only
enough
way-
is enough.
the Green Party was going to succeed if Trump won, because if Trump won, he would have destroyed the Democrat Party and we would need a second party, and that would have been the Green Party. But now they have no chance because Democrats are never going to lose again if Biden gets into office.
I
made a
kind of
mistake.
agree with you there
They
a
made a
little bit.
mistake in 2016 because they thought they didn't have to cheat against
And
Donald
now
Trump.
you're right. They got a little bit too cocky. They said
They're like, we don't have to cheat.
we can
Let's be legit.
fucking run circles around these elections. We already know how to play every single person's, pull the strings of their hearts and tell them how sympathetic we are to all the poor and whatever. But now they've effectively beat the beast, and they're the big dick on campus.
And they're not gonna let themselves lose like that again. Don't let the American people vote, because that's how they lose power. And we saw their 4-year temper tantrum. So, like, if a party is willing to do a fake impeachment with shit that has no evidence and there's nothing legitimate about the whole impeachment, there's no doubt that they would be willing to cheat in the election. That's why the Democrats were saying there was going to be a blue wave, because they knew they cheated a shitload. There was like, there's no way they can outvote us. They just didn't count on a red wave hitting them at an even level.
Well, it's a pretty significant amount of differences now. Like, he's winning by a not like a small margin
4
by
million
any means.
votes.
Yeah, see, here's another thing. when you take in votes from these counties, like I did a lot of math on this. I was looking at Nevada. You look at say there's a county that is 60% Republican, right? And there's 85% of the votes coming in. Math, because math is like real. You can't.
If you believed in math, you would have voted for Andrew Yang. Don't give me that shit.
No. But look, so if 85% of the votes are in, if 85% of the votes are in, and 60% of those votes are Republican, that means from that county, it will absolutely stay on the same average. 85 is close to all, and if you have 60% Republican, like the county is going to have the same average. It doesn't just once you get to the end, last 90%. Oh well, here. Oh wow! Luckily for Biden, the last ones were the ones that were all Biden. Like that's
well.
How
I mean,
works,
it could have been a lot of miscalculation. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of. I feel like the Republicans definitely thought they were going to win this in a landslide because we were running against a fucking bozo.
We knew that we had to outvote their fraudulent votes, and we thought there's no way they could have cheated this much because it would be obvious. So they did cheat that much, and it is obvious. But now the question is, do we just accept it and go back to
anywhere?
Well, because
I know what you're saying because here's what I was saying because you're asking me earlier before the show like what I thought about it. Was this a legitimate election or not? I don't think any election is legitimate. And you also said before Republicans and Democrats are just constantly rigging elections. Like I think there is a marginal amount of voter fraud that has always gone on in every election.
But this was a larger amount than like this historically large amount of voter fraud.
So I mean, based on our elections, though, then we lost fair and square in a rigged game. When I say we, I mean you.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is like so before Trump got into office.
Yeah, I'm the one who won, baby.
Before Trump got into office, the Republicans and Democrats were the same thing, but Trump took over the Republican Party and kicked out all of the corrupt people in the Republican Party because he was able to do that.
Reactor, you can't believe what you just said. Trump kicked out all of the corrupt people.
I don't mean like from his administration.
Do you know how many of Trump's people are in prison right now? You don't think that they're corrupt?
Do you know what they're in prison for?
Corruption.
Oh, that's all you know? What if I told you? Okay, so this is how what was it, Comey? This is how Comey did it. He would take people in and get their statements and get them to say a lot of words. Then he would tell them to go home and he would look over those words. And then he would bring them back in and say, oh, this is a crime right here that you admitted to. And then they would be like, oh, well, what? Like, okay, well, I didn't do that then. You know, like trying to lie because they're like, fuck, I did a crime. And then when they say, oh, I take that back, I didn't do it.
They contested their own statement.
They perjured themselves. So he tricks them by thinking that they're in deep shit into being like, my only option is to deny. And
I've definitely heard that. I mean, I'm not going to say I looked into it.
But if you look at
all I'm hearing are conspiracy theories on top of conspiracy theories on top of COVID is a hoax, the election is a hoax, anything I don't like is a hoax. That's all I'm hearing. So look, this whole
COVID's
podcast.
Not a hoax. The flu is very real and it kills people. It's not that it's a hoax. The politicization of it is a hoax. Democrats claimed, oh, we need to dump millions of unauthorized ballots all over the country because it's too dangerous to go on November 3rd. And then a week before November 3rd, they say, oh, we might not get your ballots in time. Everyone go to the polls. Like, what? So, yeah, we just don't care about the danger anymore because it never existed.
I mean, aren't you guys the ones who said, oh, as soon as the election day hits, we're not going to see COVID in the news? Well, it turns out COVID's the highest it's ever been of all time, and it's on the news right now.
Inauguration, not election day.
Just wait until next year. If Biden actually gets in, the media is going to be lying to us like, oh, everything is perfect now. Meanwhile, I guarantee you,
so high if you believe what you're saying right now. COVID will not be gone until we get a vaccine, and it will always be in the news.
You don't even understand what's going to happen next year.
You don't understand. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
There's no scientific basis for lockdowns. Lockdowns are only in our thought process because
since when do the Trump people believe in science? Like you're contradicting everything.
Okay. Wait. So,
Trump people are anti-science.
No, you're just making shit up.
The left is literally our side's making shit up.
The left is literally a cult. White people aren't evil. Black people aren't oppressed. They aren't too stupid to get driver's license and vote with an ID. They're not too poor to buy an ID. This is all bullshit. Everyone is equal in this country.
Well, let's just celebrate that a nice once again, as God intended, a very old white man is once again the president.
Can we say this? I asked Twitter earlier, or I asked Joe Biden on Twitter. He didn't respond. I asked him for a proof of life. It's very possible that Joe Biden's been dead for 2 weeks now, and no one would have any fucking idea. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we just never saw him.
Biden?
Yeah.
Hey, here's another thing. I guarantee you the Democrats know that Joe Biden didn't legitimately win, so he can't legitimately win next time, and there's no way that they can get away with what they're getting away with right now. I mean, maybe they could. They own the media.
But I'm the one making stuff up after all the stuff you just said.
What do you mean?
You actually believe that Democrats think Biden can't win when he just won?
Well, actually,
no.
Like,
See,
if you
when
ask
they
people in
cheat,
March, that's what a lot of them were saying.
Yeah,
They were saying he was like brain.
And if you look at the way he campaigned, is the craziest campaign in the country's history. One of the campaign promises was higher taxes, and he got
for people who make $400,000 or more a year, aka none of us.
You don't understand how corrupt politicians work. They say something, oh, my tax plan's not going to hurt you, but guess what? That's not how it's going to work. The only reason they were mad about Trump's tax plan is because it didn't favor wealthy people. So I guarantee you that everything that they're saying Trump's tax
What are
plan
you talking about?
Which was a lie.
It totally favored rich people.
How? Tell me how it favored rich people. Do you know anything about it?
Do you? Explain to me how it did not favor rich people when they got all the tax breaks.
That's not what happened. So
yes, it is.
No, there was you're talking about the 14% corporate tax cut, right?
I'm talking about exactly what happened. Dude. If you think that Trump, the billionaire, is not going to look out for other billionaires, you're fucking crazy.
You have to understand. What the fuck? What? Why would that be crazy? He talked shit about them all. He talked shit about how corrupt they were. He talked like when they asked him, how come you only paid the amount of taxes that you're legally required? He said, because that's the law.
I mean, do you legitimately think Trump is a fucking saint and he has your best interests at heart? I liked Trump because he was funny, not because I think he has good ideas or noble intentions.
So this is the way it works.
He's a fucking crook.
So because stupid people don't understand politics, they listen to politicians.
Okay, stupid people don't understand. That's why the 10 lowest educated states all voted for Trump in this election.
Lowest educated, you need to define what that means, because being educated means having 4 years in a fucking state college.
It's really funny that they like to say non-college educated males vote for Republican when what does that even mean?
Colleges are full of retards, first off.
Yeah. What do you think happens in college? They teach, like when I was in college, they told me that fluoride was a vitamin. And I tried arguing with them, but eventually I had to write on the test, yes, it's a vital mineral, despite it being a literal poison. But it's all bullshit.
I just want the comment section to know that I do not endorse any of these conspiracy theories. And there's at least one voice of reason on this show.
So let me explain Trump's tax plan. What he did was he cut corporate tax by 14%. So a poor person like me who owns a corporation gets a 14% tax cut on my corporation, which helps me be a successful entrepreneur.
Yeah, because every poor person owns a corporation.
If you're trying to start a business, it's very important to have a corporation. I mean, that's what I do, and that's what we're trying to do with TrashRats, because it really does help you.
The average Joe poor person does not own a corporation.
The average hardworking business owner does, and that's what creates money for other people.
So Democrats try convincing everyone not to be entrepreneurs and that they have to be get jobs from entrepreneurs. You have to work for billionaires in order to make a living. You can't Republicans teach people it's teaching someone to fish versus giving them a fish every day. Republicans teach you how to fish so that you can be successful. Democrats say, oh man, you're oppressed. Here's a fish. Come back to me when you need another one. Because I'm the only one.
I don't know. I did like that $1,200 tax cut Trump gave me. I used it to buy plenty of good hats.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So look.
That wasn't a tax cut.
No. Yes, it was. So all of the deductions.
The $1,200 that we got for COVID was not a tax cut.
No. So look. All of the deductions that lower income people could get from Trump's tax plan were doubled. Right. So it went from $6,000 to $12,000 for like one of them, for example. And that helps poor people. What happens when if Biden actually isn't lying, which I really doubt, and taxes corporations or like the wealthy corporations like 60% or 50% or whatever he's talking about, 40%. I don't know. What's going to happen is they're going to be like, well, fuck this. I'm going to another country because I'll pay 20%.
So in your view, greed is good, and
no,
it's a good
I'm
thing
saying-
that
I'm saying-
people
talks
want to
about
go.
this. Monkey
I'm
talks
talking about
about this like the exact the focused in demographic of the Democrat Party, which is
I talk about this like
taxes
somebody
bad.
who doesn't live in a fucking Twitter bubble of all Republican, conservative fucking conspiracy
Republicans
bullshit.
equal greed,
It's not-
conspiracy theories, and racism.
Reactor just made a greed argument saying that they would go to a different country out of greed. I didn't pull that out of nowhere.
But that's
No,
how
out
it
of
works.
necessity.
That's because, look, GE, Apple, Microsoft, they're all fucking corrupt. Twitter.
Exactly. That's why we
Yeah.
should get more money out of them. Why do you want them to have all the money?
Because they won't pay the money. You tell them to give you 40% of their money, they're going to say, all right, bye.
Yeah, they
I'll
just
give you
leave
zero.
whenever that happens.
That's what
why.
happens.
That's
The
why
reason-
all of our industry is elsewhere.
Yeah, that's why the economy was doing great because Trump knocked it down 14%, which helped poor people like me trying to be an entrepreneur, but also made it so Apple was like, well, fuck it. 22% corporate tax rate, we might as well be in America. We might as well put our headquarters in America because that competes with other countries that we would have left for.
Yeah,
you know?
it's the taxing the big corporations doesn't mean fucking much if they can go
don't-
wherever the fuck
yeah.
they want in the world now.
During Obama, GE, Apple, all these big corporations paid zero anyway, and it's because they were in different countries. Yeah, you can't do stuff like that because it's bigger than what they tell you. Like Democrats will be like, "Oh, he gave a tax cut to corporations. Corporations are multi-billion-dollar companies."
I don't know how we got on corporations when we said
yeah, okay.
Biden will tax people who make $400,000
okay.
or more
Well, my
a
point-
year.
okay,
How
my
is
point
that
with
bad?
that-
Why is rich people paying
that's not what he's
slightly more
going
bad?
to do.
That's what he said he's going to do. That's what he ran
name
on.
Name one politician who actually completed one of their campaign promises and tell me what that promise was.
Saying what they can't do is just like an unfalsifiable statement. The point is that I, for one, welcome our new libtard overlords.
Oh,
Because,
yeah. Okay.
You know, the real thing that is tangible from the result of the election is that people will finally stop just being completely pissed off all the time for seemingly no reason.
No, that will not happen.
Yeah, Reactor seems pretty
No,
pissed.
no, no.
This
Look,
is-
wait. And I want to clarify. I'm not upset. Like you said, I was having a bad week. I'm not
I mean,
upset.
if you look at
So
your
look,
Twitter, you seem pretty mad.
Well, it's upsetting that we live in Venezuela type of a banana republic. That's upsetting. Like, damn, we almost had freedom back. But I don't care. I lived through Obama.
Back from what? Trump was just president for 4 years. Where did your freedom go?
What do you mean?
It was
Like, I
on its
just
way
got-
back. It went out to the gas station and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Sounds
on its
like
way
it.
back.
So look-
If it was here for 4 years,
My
how
point-
is it now back?
Well, no, it was we got control of our own future by having Trump in office. And now we're back to the corrupt politicians who are going to be globalist, making money from other countries type shit.
So
selling off
you
whatever they want.
just tell me right now, and I'll drop it at this. Do you legitimately think Trump is not corrupt at all?
No, he's not.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
The
That's
Democrats
it.
spent
That's
4
the end
years.
of the conversation.
Look, they spent 4 years trying to pin something on him. Why couldn't they?
He got impeached.
With no evidence.
Yeah,
According
you can
to
get
who,
impeached
you?
for anything, really.
Yeah, you go ahead and if you actually look into this stuff, it's very strange.
Well,
Okay, well, hey,
but my
more
point is,
shows
like-
showed that impeachment's like a meaningless
Yeah,
political
that too.
stunt nowadays, and it has no
Yeah.
actual
But-
outcome on anything.
Yeah,
gonna
you
say
get
it's
impeached and you can just
anything.
finish out your presidency. It doesn't fucking matter.
Monkey said that I was having a bad week because of this election. That's the funny thing is, liberals
Well, Andy
broke down
got
and cried.
banned on Twitter. That's pretty
Oh,
bad.
yeah, but it's like I'm kind of, I don't know. Like if they want to ban me for questioning the U.S. election, which holy fuck, 10 years ago, if someone told me like, "Whoa, don't question the the 2020 election, or you'll be silenced," I'd be like, "Shut the fuck up! This is America." It wouldn't happen.
Well, if we're going to talk about American
this is
freedom,
Twitter.
if we're
Twitter's
going to
not
talk
the
about American
full
freedom,
image of freedom.
let me lay this out for you before you accuse any more, crimes and all this. I don't know how it works in Russia and North Korea and Saudi Arabia and all these other countries you guys love. But here in America, we have this thing called innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. You can say it was corrupt and that there was cheating all you want.
Yeah, and
Tell
they
it to
will.
the judge.
They're going
Tell
to.
it to the judge.
Well,
and
and
the
that's
judge
what
will
we're waiting
rule.
to see now.
Yeah,
Kind
they
of
are
waiting to
going
see
to.
what's going to happen.
And guess what? If they don't go to a judge, the House, the state houses, the House branch of the state governments are going to decide the president. And right now we have 26 that are Republican and 22 that are Democrat. So if it goes to the House, Trump wins.
Dude, can you fucking... I remember how mad everyone was back in 2000. This
they're going to be...
back when you were like a 40-year-old man.
This would be so much fucking worse if Trump
Oh my God. Dude, the people were so happy today in town. Little old liberal town, Gainesville.
Giving them
They had like their victory celebration on the street corner, people honking. Honk if you love Biden. Oh, by the way, everyone loves Biden now.
Racism has ended.
It seems like Biden was like one of the most hated people in America in March. And then all of a sudden, when Bernie drops out of the race, all of a sudden, everyone just fucking loves the guy. He's like the most popular American in American history.
It's also upsetting that Kamala lost the primary, so they put this shell of a man Biden in to, like a Trojan horse, to sneak Kamala in because they were like, no, we're getting Kamala to be president no matter what.
Well, so they want Kamala to be president. So what about how does that go along with like the whole thing of Biden being a stooge for China, and that's why they wanted him in?
Well, because Kamala is probably even more of a stooge for China. I mentioned before.
Yeah, every conspiracy theory plays into every other conspiracy theory.
No, I said
Rusty.
probably.
Yeah, probably conspiracy. Probably true. Why not?
Like what? Everything's not a conspiracy just because you think it might happen.
Also,
you're the one who's saying all this shit with no evidence, dude.
Why? Because what do you want me to do?
You need to prove these things.
What do you want him to prove? What do you want?
I'm telling you stuff that's true.
Every single thing he's saying needs evidence to support it. You can't just say, I'm telling you stuff that's true. That's not how it works in a court of law.
But the way you're thinking right now...
I'm telling the truth, Your Honor. You don't need to see any evidence.
Look, it's a fact. Do you want me to email you right now?
What's a fact? What is a fact? That Kamala is a Chinese stooge? That's your fact?
Supreme Court told Pennsylvania to separate ballots received after November 4th, and they did not. That's a fact, and that will be seen in court. There's a lot of videos.
Dude, we could give Trump Pennsylvania. He lost Arizona. He lost Nevada. He lost Georgia. Like, you lost 6 of the 7 swing states. You don't stand a chance. It's over.
If we take away the illegal votes, he does have a chance.
Yeah, you're just copying off of Trump's Twitter now. How do you know that there are illegal votes?
How do I know?
Were you there? Were you there in the room?
There's videos of people doing crazy shit. All right, think about it like this. Trump derangement syndrome is pretty fucking bad. People who have it...
And so is Biden derangement syndrome, evidently. You guys are coming up with every hoax and excuse you can for why you lost.
I grew up under a corrupt government. It wasn't until 2016 when I actually saw a possibility of getting away from it. So for me, the reason I'm not out in the street crying like the liberals were in 2016 is because for me, it's just back to square one
because you're on Twitter crying instead.
I can adapt. I adapted for that corrupt environment, and I can adapt again for that corrupt environment.
I think we need to make a rule. If you tweet about the election more than 3 times in one day, you are officially butthurt.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm butthurt. Because here's the other thing. I am going to be extremely happy to see all of my friends who voted for Biden, who just bought houses within the last 2 years, who just got great jobs within the last 2 years. I'm going to laugh so hard and smile so wide when they all lose everything.
No, well, nothing's going to ever change with that attitude.
So you're the good guy. You're on the side of good because you're laughing at people's misfortune then.
Well, if you're too stupid to understand politics, don't vote. But if you do vote to ruin your life, I'm going to get enjoyment from that.
This is embarrassing.
I really don't think that Joe Biden's America is going to be that much different than Trump's America. Yeah.
It's not. Well, that's so. Emp, you said that earlier. You said how you'd be glad because all like the crazy. Everyone's life is destroyed because of Trump. Like they're all going to be satisfied now, but they're not because the same type of bitching that's going on now was going on in 2014, and I would argue that's roughly when it started. Yeah, but
that was just like a bunch of fucking Rush Limbaugh Tea Party people who don't
No.
I'm talking about my entire life.
Every week you would see some unarmed black man got shot, and they would make him a martyr, and that was just nonstop. And that's where all of the everything that got super focused and mutated and turned into the monster in 2016 was already there.
The stuff like Ferguson that turned into like a regional conflict for about a week. The stuff like George Floyd this year, pretty much similar circumstances. It turns into like a 2-month-long national rage fest where people are just getting fucking yanked out of their houses
Well, here, I
this-
do think that you're right.
It's just that Donald Trump, I kind of like the guy as a guy who would just like go in and bust up the media, bust the media's chops, because I find the media to be one of the most pampered, over. I don't know. They're just so obnoxious and smug, and they think that they're such heroes for putting out obvious stuff that comes out in a press release, and then somehow giving an op-ed about it, about how if you're just a white male, then you should go to hell.
Trump is not very good at pacifying a nation that
and that's
angry,
exactly
whether
the
it's
problem.
legitimate or not.
No. So look, if the media wasn't working against him and vilifying him and lying about him, the nation would have been like, "Holy fuck, this is a good guy." He helped add LGBTQ to the Civil Rights Act, which they weren't.
And removed them from the military,
Obama do that?
too.
Why didn't Obama do that? That's fucking crazy.
Well,
But
the point
Trump
is that
did,
Trump's
and everyone hates
rhetoric with how he speaks is just it
No,
just atomizes
it's not,
people. It
though.
makes people just so angry
it's the way-
about
Yeah.
everything. And
No.
I'm kind of just sick of people being constantly pissed off all the time. Twitter used to be actually kind of fun, but I've just gotten completely sick of Twitter because when all the fucking George Floyd shit was going on, I see just completely normal people who should have no business talking about fucking politics or using their platform to raise political awareness. They're now making these huge, sweeping, grandiose statements and virtue signaling like, oh my God, it's the most fucking important event to ever happen in the history of humanity. I don't really think that society's changed hardly any since Obama. It's just that Trump has sort of normalized this rhetoric where it's okay to just be completely obstinate and pissed off. And that kind of stuff works where you're selling Manhattan real estate, but it doesn't work when it's just people trying to coalesce in society and speak to each other. It's just it's nauseating, and I'm kind of tired of it. So I'm not really even that upset if Biden's going to take power because it's just going to calm people down for fucking 4 years at least.
Maybe 1 year.
If Biden won fairly, I wouldn't care. It's the fact that he had to cheat to win, and if someone cheats to win power, you're going to be in for a bumpy ride.
Buddy, you agreed with me. Innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. You can't claim that he cheated until it's proven in a court of law. Right now, it's just a conspiracy. Right now, it's just hearsay.
No. Like
it's
I
not
said,
proven yet.
Right now, we know that they did disobey the Supreme Court of the United States of America. And I can't prove it to you with words.
I've been watching the news a lot, and I'm pretty sure they said that they did separate those ballots. So it sounds like there's two different stories out there.
The news said, why don't you...
The people counting said it.
Oh, the Democrats.
Well, so yeah, now it's just cited. This person says this person says that.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Now it's hearsay, and you have to prove it in a court of law. And going on a podcast and saying, no, this is a fact, it makes you sound like a fucking idiot.
Well, no. The evidence is real.
Go to court and prove it.
The court ruling. You're talking about a court ruling. I can show proof that you stabbed me, but if we don't go to court yet, I mean, I still have proof.
But I haven't stabbed you. That's another conspiracy.
Then why do I have evidence then? Why do I have proof?
Where's your evidence that I stabbed you?
Right here. Look at this. No, I don't know. But
yeah, exactly.
But I see what you're saying.
That's a perfect metaphor.
You can't say that they didn't cheat or that they did. What's happening is we're in the process of collecting. They're in the process of collecting this evidence and taking it to court.
Kicking poll watchers out is literally cheating. There's no reason that only Democrats should be allowed to watch the count. That is insane.
Well, I kind of agree with Rusty where every election seems like it has cheating. Like in 2000, he was referencing with the hanging Chads in the Palm Beach County election.
I wish we would hang the Chads.
They also weirdly did not list Al Gore as the second person on the ballot. This stuff's been going on, I imagine, since the beginning of democratic elections where people could even vote. Everyone always says they're pissed off at cheating. Last time it was the Democrats going for 2.5 years talking about fucking Russia influencing the entire election. But at the end of the day, these politicians don't really fucking care because they know that if they try to actually enact reform in the modernizing elections into more than a plurality, it would destabilize the two-party system we have now and make it so that
voter
there's
ID
a
laws
lot more
destabilize.
People that these corporations have to bribe to make sure that they get tax breaks.
Shit, man, that's right.
But voter ID wouldn't hurt anything. There's no reason.
It's not just the voter ID. It's just like why why the fuck isn't all of this just digitalized on an encrypted server?
Because then
Why do you people
Well,
have to do
if
fucking
the
paper
government
ballots in
couldn't run
2020?
the government couldn't even run the Obamacare website without it crashing. So I don't think I want to vote online. Maybe.
But still,
Yeah,
is it
I was
better
thinking
than
that too,
these
but
fucking
also-
people
Yeah.
who have to just like barricade themselves indoors to supposedly fairly count the ballots? Doesn't it seem
seems
like
very
you'd rather
archaic.
have it just fucking online anyway? Like if it's gonna be open
Yeah, I mean-
to a bunch of wacky shenanigans, why have like 100 possible shenanigans? Just put it online. If fucking Russians hacked into it, whatever. There's just another fucking corporate millionaire
Whatever.
old white guy in the White House, and nothing ever actually changes. So who cares?
Yeah, and another thing is the reason I voted for Trump in 2016 is because I wanted the world to implode. And then I was
that's why I voted for him,
I was
too.
pleasantly surprised when he was actually doing his campaign promises and helping the country, making
Well,
the
when
economy
there's
better
when
and
there's
shit.
like 4 months of nonstop riots during a worldwide pandemic, and you can say that that's all fed by the media, and the pandemic isn't actually anything more than a powerful common flu, but it still happened. I mean, it's not really necessarily his fault, but it still happened. And it doesn't look good.
Well, I
He
think
didn't
it kinda
handle it
did.
very well
It never
either.
completely
The whole world
fucked
doesn't
Trump.
look good.
If it wasn't for
yeah,
the
no, for
pandemic,
sure.
Trump would have won easy because the
Also-
economy was going awesome.
It was doing
and
pretty well.
unemployment
And
was low.
every
But
time
COVID just
Trump did
completely
something,
screwed him over.
Wait a minute. The economy is doing well. The stock market, at least, was doing great during the pandemic, and it still is.
Well, unemployment
Oh,
was
yeah.
the lowest it was in about 50 years. But COVID just completely threw a wrench into all of his stuff. Because Trump's whole shtick was that he was the big money president. Our economy's going to win. I'm putting idiotic tariffs on China because I don't understand basic economics, but we're still going to win. And
Hey, but whoa,
COVID
look.
just fucking fucked up the entire
No.
thing because he had to choose between the market, which he used his entire campaign on, and then just actually protecting Americans. And
What-
he made it so that basically the Democrats could campaign this entire deal over how he killed 200,000 Americans by not being prepared for COVID.
But if you look at the actual year, people are like having their timelines rewritten in real time. When it first started, the Democrats were all saying, Trump's a racist. Why does he care about this COVID? The flu is, I can show you a bunch of articles that were printed. The flu is
100% people are
more dangerous.
rewriting all this
And then
shit in real time.
Pelosi was in Chinatown like, the president is wrong. Everyone come down to Chinatown. We're having a party.
Just because people were confused in February when the virus was
No.
confusing doesn't mean
but,
shit.
But in January, Trump he already had a team assembled to keep an eye on it and to deal with it. He had travel restrictions, and ever since then, he's been listening to Fauci. Fauci says wear masks. He does. Where did this idea come from that Trump doesn't wear masks?
Well,
that was
let's
hilarious.
also say Fauci did initially say not to wear a mask, and then
Yeah, that's
later
true.
admitted to lying
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
it.
So
I remember
Trump,
it was
so Trump
not
didn't
until
wear a
May
mask.
before everyone started wearing
Yeah.
masks.
So Trump didn't wear a mask at first because everyone was saying not to, and then they were like, do wear a mask, and they start showing footage of him not wearing the mask from a month earlier, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he
But dude,
doesn't
come
care
on.
about science."
On a gut feeling, he really kind of did play into the whole don't wear a mask thing.
No, but look, I have a video of Fauci on 60 Minutes saying masks don't do anything; they make it worse because you're
I
more
remember
inclined to
that.
touch your face. Yeah, so we know for a fact that the science says masks make it worse because you touch your face.
No.
Well,
Fauci
the
then
whole-
later came back and said the reason why he said that is because they had a huge shortage. Everyone was buying up the masks, and so they said that to kind of deter
So that
from
the
that.
hospitals could have them.
Yeah.
So okay. So look. So masks. Imagine you're wearing this surgical mask, right? Keep in mind that a cigarette smoke molecule is many times larger than a virus. Viruses are.
But Reactor, are you genuinely anti-mask? You are a fucking conspiracy
just hear me
theorist,
out.
dude.
I'm
You're fucking
pro-science.
crazy.
So look. So if you're wearing a mask and someone is smoking a cigarette, that giant smoke particle, you can smell it, right? Through the mask.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The virus that's 1,000 times smaller than that smoke particle, it's going to get into your fucking body.
But the idea is that when your saliva that is infected with COVID, it will not hit somebody else in the face because a mask will stop it.
No, hold on. You have
Well, if
two
you spit when
layers
you
of
talk.
protection. Also, if we're talking about, we still don't know the full science on it, and there is a lot of discussion about viral load. The idea of everyone wearing a mask, even if it cuts down only 30%, that's cutting down on the amount of COVID that's just passing between people. I don't think that they should be all protesting in the streets and whatnot. But it's definitely in general that's going to at least help, because if you're smelling the smoke, you're not smelling it 100%.
But also look, so talking about the economy crashing because of COVID, it's not Trump's fault. What happened was the Democrat-run cities like me in Chicago we weren't allowed to go out and do anything for like months. People lost their jobs, and in Florida or Texas, they probably said, "All right, 2 weeks is up. Everyone get back to work. Let's."
Yeah, I went to a race at Daytona in like August.
Be careful. Take the precautions put out by the CDC, and we have to continue on our lives. Meanwhile, the Democrats were like, "No one's allowed to go anywhere or go to work unless you're protesting racism."
Right,
So
right.
it's
And then it's no problem. And this is why
looted.
After inauguration, all the talk of keeping the economy shut down and whatnot, and businesses with heavier restrictions, that's all going to go away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All of the economy crashing.
COVID's going to be cured after Biden's inaugurated.
Yeah.
No,
We're just
it's
forgotten
fucking
about.
not.
It's just going to be
'cause this is
forgotten
a
about.
global
Like
scale. No,
50%.
Okay,
Wait,
you guys
wait.
know what? Put your money where your mouth is. Let's do a $500 bet. I bet you $500 after inauguration, you will still hear about COVID on the news. Who wants to bet me right now?
It's not.
Oh,
It's
no,
Who
I
wants to
agree.
bet me?
It's
I
not
agree.
an
You know why?
on-off thing. It's not
Because
black and white. It's just going to
You guys
dwindle.
just said after
Hey.
the inauguration it
Oh
will
my
go
God,
away.
Monkey. Stop being fucking stupid on purpose.
I'm using your
Yeah,
words
right.
against you.
No, it
it's
is-
what
when I
you
said go
literally
away-
just said.
Yeah,
Go
word
away
for
doesn't mean
word.
disappear 100%. And if you're listening, that's
Monkey,
not
do you
what we're
seriously
saying.
think the media coverage on COVID is going to be as strong as it's been for the last 8 months? Nonstop
Yes,
drilling
because today
about
was the
COVID.
most cases in American history. It's not
Hey, so
going
this
away.
Is going to be hilarious when Biden gets into office and people continue to die from the flu plague, and then they're going to be like, 300,000 people died under Biden's watch. But what can you do? It's Trump's fault, because it'll be 500 total, but they'll be like, but the 300 that happened during Biden, it's because Trump's plan was terrible, but it'll get better now. And then they'll wash away the whole idea that 200,000 deaths is a bad thing. Maybe Biden will even change the requirements so that you can't die from a motorcycle accident and be considered a COVID death. Maybe that's how he's going to get rid of it.
Well, all right, hold on, because I am gonna I'm gonna not play the devil's advocate, but I'm gonna kind of side with Monkey here on what's happening now with COVID. The numbers going up, and you're seeing like, oh fuck, is there a new mutation coming out of a mink fucking farm in Denmark or wherever? Like this is still something that we don't have control over, and it can still be spiraling out of any control that we think we have now. So something absolutely crazy could happen if it stayed.
I'd say that to suggest that the initial coverage of COVID and sustained coverage was not at least somewhat contrived by the media.
100% it was.
To make Trump look bad, a candidate who they seriously dislike and a candidate who slams them on a regular basis. To say that it's not at least contrived a little bit.
No, whenever
just
the
being naive.
first, whenever like the anti-lockdown protests, where it was like all the I don't know, I guess right-leaning people were protesting, that got the fucking worst news coverage ever. And then
I remember
later.
around Memorial Day, there was just mass shaming going on in the mainstream media about people having Memorial Day parties. And
Right.
then 3 days later, all the George Floyd protests start kicking in, and you never hear them talk anything
and-
about it because so much of the media agenda is just completely politically motivated.
It's all bullshit.
Would you agree with that, Monkey?
Agree with what specifically?
That there is a biased media coverage about COVID that seems to be politicized rather than just based on the science alone.
Okay, have you guys seen the movie Anchorman 2?
No.
Sort of.
So Anchorman 2, and I'm about to basically agree with Emp here. Anchorman 2, it's not a great movie, but it's the idea of as soon as they introduced a 24-hour news network, any semblance of honest media kind of went out the window because they just need to keep your attention as much as possible all the time.
Very
so I
true.
agree that the media is full of shit and they're constantly overhyping things to sell more ads and get more clicks and all that stuff. But at the same time, I mean, we had 130,000 new COVID cases today. So,
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, you're right, but I mean,
that.
that really wasn't the thing of, do you think that the news had a biased agenda based on it?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the news is full of shit all the time, but that doesn't make facts inaccurate.
I don't
right.
think they're going to press it as hard.
I don't think
when
they will
Biden's
either.
the
No,
president.
we're going to live in a fairy tale land.
I don't think it's
I
gonna be
think that's
that.
what
No,
it's gonna be.
man. Listen,
No, it
because
will.
still during Obama, you still heard nonstop about
Grady
unarmed
was.
black men. The news.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't Obama's
constantly-
fault that time.
Well, sure, it was never his fault, but then he dunked he couldn't dunk a cookie into a glass of milk, and he said thanks Obama, and everyone forgot about it. And whenever he came out and lied about the NSA,
Why didn't he just break the cookie in half? Like
don't
that
know.
seems like an obvious answer, Obama.
It wasn't scripted that way. Who knows?
All right, my laptop's running low on battery, so I'm gonna have to just pause and move it out to where I can charge it, and the audio quality is gonna be worse because of the ongoing party next door.
No,
Well,
but
if
we
anybody's
can't hear you,
listening
man.
45 minutes in, I doubt they're going to care about the audio quality. I think we've pushed a lot of people out already.
Yeah, this is very, very dense so far.
Yeah, if I
right.
can just, if I can clear the air a little bit, we're getting a little heated, but if I had to choose between being friends with Reactor and being right politically, I would choose Reactor every time. If it sounds like we hate each other,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just having fun here. These guys are my best buds.
And that's the other thing. Like, I don't hate Democrats. I hate Democrat politicians, but I don't blame anyone for being misinformed about politics.
Me
No, I hate
neither, and I
Mumpy.
think we can agree with that. Can we move on? Because Emp posted a tweet last year saying
No.
that if Biden
No,
won,
all right,
he would
wait,
make
we can talk about this.
YouTube
I gotta
again.
go plug in the computer. We'll get to your fucking inspect element tweet after this short break where Rusty's gonna edit in some ad for Slim Jim
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Well,
Okay,
Rusty,
let me
do you
just-
want to talk about if we can move on from the election? I don't know if we have any more points. Rusty, did you want to talk about some new Gainesville law that has you up in
What
arms?
was that about?
Yeah, here's the thing, and I know
Legalized heroin?
Emp is gonna hate this, so he'll just have to hear it as I continue with it. So I gotta change mindset. So obviously there is a lot of restrictions on businesses now. There's laws like all the bars are kind of opened up in Florida. And one of the requirements are, if you're going to walk up to the bar, you have to wear a face mask and it's things like that, which doesn't really make sense because once you sit back down at a table, you can just take the face mask off in a crowded bar. But here's the new law that I just found out about the other day because all the students are back in town and this is a university college town. And there's a ton of students all going to the bars. Now, essentially, I guess it's to help businesses. They've made it legal for you to walk around outside with your drinks. Like you
Hell
don't
yeah.
have, you're not contained to the bars anymore. So it's essentially just turned into like fucking Bourbon Street downtown. Where
You're
it's,
against that?
no, I'm not against. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like this is all, they're trying to have these restrictions to limit the spread of COVID, and what it turns into is they just make downtown like a fucking free for all, where you can just walk around drinking wherever you want and just intermingle in the streets, and that's what people are doing, and it's just like that does
Sounds
not.
awesome.
It does. It is a little awesome. I honestly wish that COVID wasn't happening, and I think afterwards, once there's whatever that can kind of like fix it, it's gonna be awesome if they keep this law around. But
I think we
it's
should all
essentially-
agree.
It's a
Or
fucking
can we all
cesspool.
agree that public intox should not be illegal and that you should be able to drink outside? Because like King of the Hill, when they're just standing outside drinking a beer, I think that's how the whole country should be.
Yeah, well,
You know?
I think
I
it's.
think that's illegal.
I'm not really sure exactly what the specifics of the law are because I don't think it's the entire city. I think it's like kind of this area that they blocked off the roads that used to be like normal, like through traffic, and they blocked them off with barricades. And so I don't know if it's just in this one downtown several block area, but essentially, I guess I don't have to go to the bars anymore. I could just buy, like a flask of liquor and just go and just drink downtown in the streets somewhere.
So why are you complaining? That sounds like a dream come true.
It's
Yeah,
a
wish I
dream
was there
come
now.
true if there wasn't thousands of students all over the fucking place coughing on each other. No one's wearing masks. And
Half
actually,
of
I
them
saw
are women, right? Well, yeah.
well, yeah,
Yeah. Dude, you can get
women.
20-year-old pussy. I'd go for it.
Yeah, but he's got a girlfriend, so that's why
Yeah,
he
whatever.
doesn't realize that.
You think I give a shit about that?
I don't know, Monkey. I
About
honestly,
Rusty's
I
girlfriend?
thought that you would, because I mean, you were talking all this shit, and every time you see the huge lines of people at like clubs and whatnot, it seemed to really, ruffle your jimmies. But
You think I go to clubs?
You fucking in a few episodes ago, you were constantly like, I see all these motherfuckers lining up to go to clubs and blah blah blah. Essentially
Clubs?
that bars, whatever. It's all the same fucking shit. Raves, discotheques.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been to Iowa. We're not a big club state over here.
Oh,
Not a
okay.
big
So
state on anything.
you weren't complaining about that. At least on 2 occasions.
I'm sure I
and-
complained that I went through campus town and nobody was wearing a mask. But,
And you said,
I don't have a problem with
fucking-
people drinking in the streets.
You want them all to die. Well, no. What I'm saying is, it just opened it just opened the doors from all the bars and clubs, and now it's just one giant cesspool.
Well, don't you think it's safer to be outside than everybody crammed into a bar indoors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it probably is.
I
You
mean,
know what? You're
this all
right.
makes
I'm
sense to
convinced.
me.
Did you guys hear about Oregon's new law?
No.
No.
They decriminalized all drugs.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's fucking tight.
Hell yeah, we got somewhere to send all our drug addicts.
Sure, send them to Oregon, and then
No,
also,
I mean, Reactor, think about it. If somebody's addicted to heroin, is it going to help them to throw them in prison or to
Oh, of
put them
course
in
not.
rehab?
Of course not, but
Yeah, I think all
we
drugs should be
but-
decriminalized, and we should
Hey,
focus on curing them
but
rather than imprisoning
it's,
them.
It's not as simple as just snapping your fingers and saying, all right, everyone can do drugs and we won't.
They're not
punish
saying
you.
you can do drugs.
No,
We're
that's what they're
saying we
saying.
won't arrest you for
Yeah.
doing drugs.
and also it's
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm
Oregon. We're gonna let them figure it out and see what happens.
yeah, they're
it's
like the
there's
test.
going to be a very rough patch at first.
Yeah, no, but it actually will be interesting. I'm glad that they,
Yeah.
fucking did it before it became like a countrywide mandate.
Yeah,
Or-
you know
and
what?
if you're not hurting anybody, why not be addicted to heroin? If you're only hurting yourself, why would I care?
Because the problem, see, and that's the other thing with heroin addiction. If heroin was like it's sold in pills that were made by scientists in laboratories,
Yeah,
and it was
fentanyl.
like 20, and if it was 25 cents
Fentanyl.
at every gas station, there would be no suffering. There would be no suffering heroin addict. They would just wake up in the morning, take their opiate pill, just like we take coffee, and it's normal.
I mean, they would be suffering in their own right,
No,
but I mean, I agree.
But no,
Like,
'cause
you
look,
have
they would be
people like
happy.
William S. Burroughs who had a shitload of money, and he didn't seem like he ever struggled from his heroin addiction because he just bought heroin whenever the fuck he wanted.
If you have access to it, then you don't break down and get sick and think I need to steal from anyone who will let me into
Right.
their house because this hurts. That's
Let's
the
get
problem.
Empen on this.
Do we need to do do we need to do another think tank take?
You can do it
I
at
don't think
the
he's-
end, but I
Did
am
you
on a
stop
separate.
recording?
I'm on a separate audio recording.
Oh, okay. Well, Emp,
just do it at the end.
Oregon decriminalized hard drug use. What are your thoughts? Are you pro or anti decriminalizing drugs?
Oh, it's definitely a good decision. Good way
Oh,
forward.
well, there you go. We're all on the
Let's
same
not
page, I think.
Put people in fucking jail for doing recreational drugs when alcohol and cigarettes have been legal forever, and when they try to ban alcohol, the crime rate went up. And clearly, based on the amount of fucking drugs I see being done around me on a daily basis,
What, when you're hanging out with Rusty?
Oh, like all those
yeah,
cigarettes.
obviously, for sober October, he smokes like a fucking brick of crack a day. And
Maybe two
Sober
cigarettes.
October, smoking cigarettes.
Is that a callback joke?
clearly, the fucking war on drugs has not actually contributed to a decline in drug use. And I think there's strong precedent in many European countries, such as Portugal, which decriminalized all drugs.
Yeah, Portugal
to
did it like a
suggest that
decade ago.
the rate of drug use does not increase if the penalty for doing drugs is less.
Yeah, but what about under a fascist country leadership?
Well, like Reagan?
Yeah.
Were they saying that about him?
I mean,
they-
wasn't it
they call him
Reagan's wife
fascist?
who did the war on drugs?
Oh yeah,
Nancy?
Well, no, it was like Nixon or something.
There's a lot of people involved. I think it.
But the war on drugs wasn't insane until Joe Biden's crime bill.
What
started,
really?
like-
Not
Can we all
throughout the
agree?
80s.
I think we can all agree that, and I'm being completely unironic, we can all agree that Coke should still have cocaine in it as an ingredient.
Well, now
oh,
that
you-
it's legal in Oregon, what's stopping them?
No, like,
That's true.
are,
That's
are you
fucking true.
are you talking about? You're saying powder cocaine that you buy from a dealer should have Coke?
No,
right?
Coca-Cola.
Well, I agree with both.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
Oh, you
upsetting
agree that
drug
Coke
dealers,
should have Coke in it?
Yeah, because it doesn't anymore. Hey, are you not aware of that?
What is it? What is it? Talcum powder now?
I have no idea.
Just
but
something that
not-
looks
it's
like Coke?
Definitely not Coke.
How much Coke have you done?
Like 6.
And it didn't get you high?
6 Cokes.
Well, no, I've never been able to get high from Coke.
Coca-Cola
Well,
was
you're
something
doing
that,
it wrong.
It's Chicago.
Coca-Cola
Coke.
tasted better to me as a
No,
kid.
I mean, like,
but then I tried it recently. And it's not really that
Oh,
good.
Coca-Cola? Yeah, I hate Coca-Cola. I like Pepsi.
You guys, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, what do you guys like?
Pepsi.
I like Coke more than Pepsi, but Dr. Pepper is way better than both Coke and Pepsi.
Code Red Mountain Dew.
Isn't Dr. Pepper flat? Like on
No.
purpose?
I like Dr. Pepper a lot.
Dr. Pepper is the superior soda.
Have you guys tried the Dr. Pepper cream soda?
Oh my God, that sounds disgusting. It already
No,
has
it's
cream soda
great.
flavor shit in it.
Dude, you got to try it. It's really good.
Just thick, syrupy. I don't know. I don't really care for soda that much in general, but
Yeah, I've been trying to cut back too.
You guys ever hear of the cucumber melon Gatorade flavor?
No.
I think it was cucumber melon. I bought this. It was like greenish, and I was like, whatever. I'm dying of thirst. This looks good. And it was the worst taste I've ever experienced. So I Googled it, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And what I realized is that it's like 50% of the population is like, this is fucking amazing. I love it. And the other 50% is like, why the fuck are they selling this? It's
like Yanni and Laurel all over again.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was disgusting. It was kind of cool,
some people
though.
just don't like the flavor of like what cilantro and I guess cucumber.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like some shit. Ugh. Like, why am I drinking this?
I mean, I hate to go back to politics, but Monkey, did you vote for Biden?
Oh, fuck no, dude. I'm not waiting in line to vote.
One thing I actually wonder is like, what the fuck? Now that he's president, I want to ask people who were
well, he's not president yet. He's president-elect.
Right. All right. If all that goes through, what do they expect him to do? I don't even know what he was running on.
Orange Man
Joe
Bad.
has a plan, Rusty. What are you talking about? He has a plan.
that he'll
plan is
reveal
Donald
to
Trump.
all of us once he wins.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure if you go to Joe Biden's campaign website, you can just read all of his policy ideas.
Fuck, man. I was just
none of
hoping
it-
someone would just
Just copy and paste it from the last
none of it's real.
Democrat candidates.
Or like
plus
if you
some
watch
new
any
shit
of the
from,
debates, you can just hear him
Ocasio-Cortez
say
in
it.
there.
No, I watched the debates and he didn't actually say anything
Dude, the debates
specific.
are a fucking clusterfuck for both sides. And I don't fucking understand how anyone was supposed to gather any policy things when both candidates were just bumbling their words and contradicting each other at every fucking answer.
Oh, did you guys see that video of Hunter Biden getting a foot job?
Why?
What?
Why would I watch that?
Well, it was like because everyone was saying that the whole thing of his laptop being found and there being a bunch of emails and like compromising stuff on it they said that was conspiracy, and so people were just like, all right, well, here's a video of him getting a foot job that was on his laptop.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah, apparently it was like there was the one I saw. There was like a whole segment before and after of some like Chinese activists who were saying they were. Like the Chinese government is kind of doing an Epstein type thing where they have all this, compromising.
Blackmail?
Yeah, blackmail. And they can essentially control politics by releasing it or threatening to release it. And so they did it instead. I have no fucking idea what the truth of it is.
I have a question for Mumkey. Do you think that Hunter Biden working for Burisma and then his father demanding that the investigator who's investigating his son's company get fired, or else he's not giving the $1 billion funding to Ukraine? Do you think that's legit? Like all on the up and up?
I'm going to be honest. I have literally no idea about any of this shit, and I don't really care about what Biden's son does. He probably is guilty. I mean, I have no fucking clue, and I can't say.
It's not about what Biden's son does. It's because Biden's son goes out and gets these jobs and payments from world leaders, and then Joe Biden doesn't get any of it, but somehow he bought $1 million mansion.
I mean, shit, dude, if my dad was vice president, I would probably take advantage of that too. Like, he's a scumbag for sure, but I mean, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? If your dad was VP, wouldn't you be fucking raking in easy money? And smoking crack and falling asleep and taking selfies of it?
If a family member was in that high of an office, I would be 100% legit.
Well, you're a better man than us.
Dude, I'd fucking get the PS5 early if my dad was VP.
My dad's vice president.
Yeah.
Give it to me now, or I'll tell my dad.
Dude,
Does Kamala Harris have kids?
I can't imagine she has any children.
It seems like she's
we
in
should
like
just
a
have a
fake marriage
fact
or something.
checker on the show.
Who knows?
She probably has SIDS.
I thought Reactor was our fact checker. He knows everything.
No, you're both each other's fact checker. Whenever he says something, you say it's based on nothing.
I'm not a fucking quantum level, high level debates going on the show.
The only thing I know about Kamala Harris's family is that her father wrote a book talking about how his family owned slaves in Jamaica. Yeah, so Kamala Harris's family used to own slaves.
Again, man, I don't believe in this guilty by association shit. I've never cared for it, and I don't believe in it. I don't give a shit what somebody's family did.
Okay, what about Kamala hiding evidence of a guy who was on death row?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
That is fucked
Sure,
up.
yeah.
I don't think she's gonna. She seems like a very corrupt and evil person. I mean, it is kind of very impressive, and it's great that she broke another historical line, and she's the first not only woman vice president but black woman vice president, also a black woman vice president with Indian heritage.
Yeah, at least it's better than Hillary.
That's true.
It's so weird how the racist party is the only one that has put black people in the White House. That's crazy.
It's not the first one that's tried.
What a coincidence.
Being racist means you think, oh, black people are so oppressed. We should put them in the but also keep in mind
that's why you think Obama won because he's oppressed.
No. I think Obama won because they used the black card on purpose.
And then they all laughed when Herman Cain died.
I mean, I laughed too. He deserved it. He got COVID at a Trump rally after he said it wasn't real.
He got it at a Trump rally?
Yeah.
Or is that what the media said?
That's what I heard too.
That's what happened.
You talked to his doctor?
Well, you don't know where he got it from.
Yeah, so it's all fucking bullshit.
Well,
it just makes it sound
if a
real
guy
good
says
if he got it
COVID's a hoax and then he dies of COVID, you have to admit that's fucking hilarious and he deserved it.
And here we go. Now Monkey's
taking
laughing at people dying of COVID. Reactor's laughing at all of his friends' misery whenever their businesses
keep in
fail.
mind,
these are definitely both well-adjusted people
thing.
who you should get political
The whole
takes
hoax
from.
thing about COVID is not that COVID doesn't exist. Nobody knows if it exists or not. But
yes, they fucking do.
The hoax is the politicization of it. Like, oh my God, nobody can go to the to vote on November 3rd. We have to send all these ballots out. Oh, everyone go vote now. Like, it's a hoax. It was all a political hoax because they were trying to game the election.
I did think it was very strange that the big push for mail-in voting, which like during a time when they were also encouraging every single state in the country to go out en masse and protest.
Yeah, that is very odd. And also, like, when they were saying Trump's removing mailboxes, that never happened. No one was taking mailboxes.
Yeah, but that was like a one-day fucking.
They were showing pictures of
laugh.
like the extra mailboxes that were in a warehouse and shit, and showing, look at all these mailboxes that they're like, what?
Oh yeah, and Eric Trump posted a fake video of people stuffing a ballot box. So both sides have bullshit conspiracies that lasted
Wait. Why? If it's a video of someone stuffing a ballot box.
Because it was filmed in Russia. It was debunked immediately.
How do you know where it was filmed? They were speaking Russian?
Well, if you're making the claim that it was 100% our election in this country, and it's just a video and there's no identifying information on it, you can't prove it one way or the other. But if you're saying they debunked it, like they probably did.
No, or else, you don't understand how debunking works nowadays. Like how they debunked voter fraud yesterday. Voter fraud
by
is
using
nearly non-existent.
Evidence and facts and shit.
Oh, but what about the past 4 years where voter fraud was 100% real, and that's how Donald Trump won?
No, I agree. Yeah, these people who are saying now the election, it's definitely not rigged. They spent 4 years saying how it was rigged.
4 years questioning Trump's election, but then I question it once and they delete my fucking Twitter account on me.
Oh, we should say the TrashRats Twitter also got suspended.
Yeah. Can we talk about Twitter for a bit? Because I got a beef with Twitter for banning Reactor for literally no reason.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The last tweet I made, I said, I'm voting for Joe Biden because I live in Chicago and I'm afraid the rioters will kill me if he loses. It was a joke, and I got banned for saying that.
If you watched my threat destroyer video I made like 2 years ago, you'll know that if you put the word kill in any tweet, you can just get flagged and they'll instantly ban you. So you got to be careful with that shit.
Yeah, but I was pretending to vote for who they wanted.
Yeah, but you still use the no word, so you got to get obliterated.
What I realized is, whenever I'm going to say something that's very controversial, I'm gonna type it out into a tweet, screenshot it, and tweet that.
Yeah, that's smart.
Didn't you
the bots
screenshot
can't
something
read a
that Emp
picture.
said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I screenshotted something that Emp said, and now he's pretending he didn't say it.
Yeah, you inspect elemented a tweet of mine and then posted it, and all these fucking retard idiot followers of mine are just spamming me the thing
What does
now
it
that
say?
Biden won and saying, "Oh, look at what you look at what you tweeted him."
You
It's
really think it's
completely-
unrealistic that at 3 a.m. Emplemon would tweet about how he's going to quit veganism?
It's not even written like how I compose tweets. It's
Well, you called him
it's
Old
so-
Man Biden. That sounds like you.
What did the tweet
Old
say?
Man Biden.
It said, if Old Man Biden wins the election, I'll quit veganism and start
Maybe
making YouTube
pedophile
poops
Biden.
again. It's
Maybe
not going to happen.
dilapidated zombie Biden. Maybe
Yeah.
sucking his soul out through my eyes because he's a ghoul from the fucking underworld Biden.
All I'm saying
Not
is
Old
you
Man
are
Biden.
accusing me of fraud, and I think it's disgusting and improper and immoral. That's a real tweet that you posted, and I screenshotted it before you deleted it.
Yeah, it's a real tweet that has no fucking evidence or existing
Because
link
you
or anyone
deleted it as
replying
soon
to
as
it.
Biden
Yeah.
won.
You can't prove you
Yeah,
didn't
it was
tweet
up for a year, and then there's no one replying to it, and no evidence of it actually existing on any cache or search engine.
Mumkey, why don't you just inspect Element to one of his bigger tweets?
What do you mean?
Like, you edited a tweet, take one of his biggest ones that everyone loved, and make it say something crazy, and then it looks like
what do you
everyone
even?
loved it.
But what does that even mean? Like the screenshot didn't include the likes or the retweets. It's like
Oh.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a screenshot of a tweet.
Oh yeah, but I didn't include the likes on it. It was just the text of the tweet. It doesn't matter which one was edited or not, which none of them were because I didn't edit.
Yeah,
I did not
100% real.
inspect it. You think I know how to inspect Element? I don't even know what that means.
I don't really know what
You
it
just
means.
right
I'll be
click
honest.
and press it.
Well,
Or
yeah,
go to
what-
faketweetgenerator.org.
No, I would never. I would not lie on Twitter.
Well, that's
Twitter is where I go to be honest, like Reactor
That
does.
proves it. That proves it.
Oh man, Reactor.
Oh,
you
yeah,
tweet
so-
like
so
like a
do
fucking
we-
uncle.
Yeah.
No wonder
Yeah,
you got banned.
His Twitter makes me feel like I'm on Facebook again.
Yeah, it really is very Facebook-esque.
What the fuck? They're all jokes.
No,
No,
it's
they're
not
fucking
jokes.
not.
They're very constant, and they seem like you're just in a huff, smashing your keyboard.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, it's
That's
definitely
honestly
not
how
what
90% of people
I don't
use
tweet
Twitter.
with my actual emotions. I tweet.
Mm.
You know, it's like if I feel like I shouldn't tweet this, then I'm like, I gotta tweet it. You know?
So you're saying only all of your bad ideas are what you tweet out.
Yeah. See, and that's the sad part. My,
What's your new Twitter? Is it
Not Chris Poole.
not?
NOTCHRISPOOL. So yeah, follow me because I.
Okay,
yeah,
Rusty,
I have no
please don't
followers
read
anymore.
his tweets on air because I'm going to cringe
gosh,
so
yeah, don't.
hard if you do.
They're
All
secrets.
right, I won't.
Why? What did I
just-
tweet?
We should read more tweets that Emp posted
It's-
and then deleted.
It's just
Tariq.
short.
No, Tariq. You know who Tariq Nasheed is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's real
he's
big
like-
on. Right now, he's going off on like this doesn't make sense. Nobody.
Tariq
None of the
Nasheed
black
is
community.
like this guy who always takes like this is he seems like he's like a kind of like a troll, like
He's a
fucking,
troll race baiter.
yeah, race baiter.
He's probably racist against white people and other groups.
It
probably.
seems like he's kind of going for that market a little
yeah.
bit. Sell
but-
books.
So after the
What's
election,
he saying?
He's been saying shit like that. It doesn't make any sense that anyone from the black community would vote for Biden, who wrote the crime bill, and like how obvious it is that how corrupt he is. And he's like, this makes no sense.
No, what are you
So
talking about?
he's
Biden
now-
loves black people. He's got a black VP. Ethan
Yeah, how do you
Klein
explain
said
that?
so on his podcast. But
Yeah,
there's no way,
because his black
no way
VP
Biden can
picked
be
him
racist because he's
as a
got a
running
black
mate.
VP.
I mean,
No,
he's got
yeah,
he's got a
well-
point. There's a
No,
black
that's
lady
like
that stands
that's
next
very
to him.
like
I mean, it's like it's just like a 1-2 punch, you know.
logic.
Biden writes the law that makes the super predators, and then Kamala just puts them on death row, and then
hides
withdraws
the
evidence.
evidence.
That could lead to their
Yeah.
exoneration.
because
Here's what I find funny is people like Tariq Nasheed, who on a normal day throughout the past however many years he's been online and popular, people would say he's a fucking insane con man, liar, bullshitter. And then the second he says something that they agree with, and it's like, yeah, see, even he said it.
Well, see, if I disagree with someone, I'm gonna say I disagree with them.
Sure.
If I agree with them, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I agree. You know, if Biden right now said our government is fucking corrupt and the election was stolen, I'd be like, fuck yeah, preach.
Okay, Tariq Nasheed is a verified, officially endorsed Twitter account. There's no way anything he's saying could be radical because Twitter verified him.
Oh yeah, that
And
would go against their terms of
he's
service.
official blue check source of information.
Wow.
So here's another one of my tweets that I 5 hours ago.
Oh,
I said,
God.
what happened to big tech not allowing anyone to call the election until it was confirmed? Because remember, they're saying we're not going to let anyone call the election until it's for sure. But then Biden's like, I won, and the media's all like, he won, and social media.
Yeah,
like,
that's like a cat's out of the bag type of thing. It's like once one of the news stations, because they're all itching to be the first one who can officially call the election, and so the second they think they have enough evidence, like the AP press calls it, then CNN's going to do it, and everyone's going to do it. It doesn't make it true because this is how the newspapers get printed.
Well, also, let's
incorrectly.
face it, all these big tech companies, you think Jack Dorsey prefers Joe Biden as president or Trump as president?
I have no idea. They're in a different class. I think they just enjoy having someone under their thumb.
You think they want Trump as the president who threatened to revoke Section 236 of the Communications Decency Act, which would cause Twitter to be treated as a publisher and basically cause them to lose their entire advertising budget?
Look. Twitter we don't need to repeal Section 230. Twitter is already a publisher because they call them fact checkers, but what they really are is a traditional editor that decides what could be on the platform. So they aren't.
Did you guys see that they pretty much confirmed as soon as Trump's out of office, they're going to ban him from Twitter?
I was meant to bring that up earlier. There's no fucking way he's going to be able to exist on Twitter.
Hey, isn't that a little suspicious?
No, it seems like they were trying to get him fucking. He's definitely breaks, terms of service now. But they were updating the terms of service to be as fascist as they are now over the past 4 years. So he's always been tweeting. He wasn't always breaking the terms of service, but since he was the
started
president,
on Twitter with his campaign saying that Obama wasn't born in America. That's how it all began. Twitter is to blame for Trump becoming president.
Yeah.
Reactor, do you think Obama was born in America?
I have no idea.
Okay.
There's not really a way to know.
Believe everything that Trump says.
No. It's like okay, what's your evidence for him being born in America?
He has a birth certificate and a mother, and he was born in Hawaii.
Okay, the president of the United States was able to get a birth certificate? Okay, well, that doesn't sound impossible.
Okay, well, I provided evidence. Where's your counter evidence that he was born in Kenya? Show it.
No, I don't know where he was born, but I'm saying...
I mean, according to his birth certificate, he was born in Hawaii.
There's a lot of evidence that the birth certificate was a clone of someone else's Hawaiian birth certificate.
That's a fucking conspiracy theory.
No. Go look it up.
Stop saying conspiracy theory. Just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean it's incorrect.
If there's something that I think
Rusty,
might
you
be true,
think Obama wasn't born in America?
Do you see how you just twist that around? I was just defending.
You see how
that
you blindly
conspiracy theories happen all the time, especially in politics. Doesn't mean that just because something's a conspiracy, most crimes are conspiracies. Doesn't mean that I think Obama was born in Kenya. He looks like he might
really
be.
Turn the frogs gay.
Yeah,
like people putting birth control and Ambien in the water.
People saying Obama was not born in America is 1,000% a conspiracy theory. No. I'm sorry that you get triggered by that phrase, but it is.
No. You can say it's an incorrect conspiracy theory.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was clearly born in Kenya because that's how he ran away with the election in 2012.
Yeah, how did he do that?
Oh,
yeah,
they are good at running marathons.
Well,
but the point is, anyone can make a birth certificate if they're the president of the United States. What state do you want, Mr. President? What state do you want to be born in? What year?
I could probably get a free birth certificate off of freebirthcertificate.biz.
But if you actually leave, if you don't use, Google blocks all of the actual research you can do. It's all confined to the bubble they want you to see. So if you go to like a different
what
search
websites
engine,
are these? This research on? Is it Breitbart and 4chan?
I could probably go get like a new social
while.
security number right now on one of these websites.
But if you go to like a safe like DuckDuckGo where they don't track you or restrict your access to information, you can actually find there's like forensic scientists who looked at his they actually found the original that it was copied off of, and you can see that it's the same fucking birth certificate with the names changed.
Dude, if you want to say that the election was fraud, I'll allow that. But if you're going to legitimately say Obama might not have been born in America, you're just crazy. You're just crazy.
Well, there is a free birthcertificate.com, so that's evidence.
It's not crazy to have doubts about the legitimacy and honesty of our government.
It seemed like it was a baseless claim to start with, and then you could any falsified information that you could make, like the amount of effort that would go into Obama creating a fake birth certificate would be the same that would go into falsifying the evidence that the birth certificate was falsified.
See, and then, but on top
It's
of all
all
of
just
it,
people photoshopping.
hey, on top of all of it, it doesn't even matter if his mother has U.S. citizenship. He's still a U.S. citizen, and I believe that still counts for running for president.
Right? Yeah, it does. Because
Yeah.
Ted Cruz, I think, was born in Canada, or was that somebody else?
Yeah.
One guy was, yeah. I think it was Ted Cruz, and where the
No,
fuck
I think was it Rubio?
Romney was like fucking, I don't fucking know.
Ted Cruz also defeated Jimmy Kimmel in a game of basketball.
Oh shit!
You know
Are
what the
signed
score
into
was in that
Patreon?
game?
Do we have any questions
9/11.
from patrons?
I could sign.
Inside job confirmed. Look it up, folks.
Well, Rusty, do you have anything else that we need to talk about? I don't mind if this episode goes long because I know we had a lot of stuff on the agenda.
I mean,
Talked
really,
about two things.
the Gainesville laws, which
I missed that entire thing because I was replugging in my computer.
Basically, it's not illegal to walk around downtown with alcohol anymore. You can just leave the bar with your drink and just hang out.
I really want to be pro. There should be some stuff in place to prevent people from going completely hog wild because it is a public health concern where there's enough people.
It's pretty wild.
Infected, but
it's pretty wild. I went downtown today
just,
and it was a game day and it was fucking chaotic.
Some of the stuff they do is just so stupid and counterproductive that it almost makes me want to be like, fuck you, just either get rid of all the legislation or lock it down. Don't take these stupid, idiotic half measures that end up making no difference because the one aspect of this thing is completely locked down and you can just step away 3 feet later and just lick the floor and it's fine.
No, that's essentially what my argument was here are the new laws. You have to wear a mask walking up to a bar, and then you can take your mask off and then drink in the streets.
Well, speaking of drinking excessively, Rusty, I think we should talk about how your sober vlog, your 30-day challenge has come to an end. How has your first full week of drinking been? Have you been getting fucking, wasted every single night?
Yeah, I've been very sore. My body's not used to the amount of alcohol that I started putting back into it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you were healthy
feel fine now.
for a little while.
Yeah. So now I'm just remembering what I felt like before and had forgotten.
You haven't slowed down at all after learning how great it is not being drunk every day?
I mean, I guess a little. What day is it now? It's been a week already?
It's been 8 days.
Oh, shit. Feels like it's only been 2. Time just moves so fast.
Hey, so
yeah.
we have one question. It's for me. And it says, can David Richter talk about his legal troubles with his brother on the show next time? Assuming he can, of course. And yeah, that's all.
David Richter?
It's all been settled. Yeah, I guess I'm Chris Poole now, huh?
Oh, you won your court case?
Yeah. Well, no, there was no court case. We just settled. It's over. I'm good. I'm happy.
Oh, shit,
and
dude.
we're cool again.
Yeah, he gave you
Fuck yeah.
Gatorade watermelon and called it a day.
Most podcasts that I listen to, they always have some sort of, suing drama within the old hosts.
Yeah.
They hate each other. I think now that Reactor's done suing his brother, maybe I should sue Emplemon for lying about me faking tweets
I could sue Rusty
or
if that is
something. We
illegal.
got to think of something.
Have a case.
I
Yeah.
have no lawsuits open right now, so I need to find one.
Yeah, you can help me sue Emp.
Yeah, that sounds good. I could be
All right.
Yeah,
It's okay.
We can finally be on the same side.
Class action lawsuit. I mean, he falsified. He said you're a liar about the tweet that you screenshot.
And he said my fans are dipshits, even though it's literally his fans who want to see more YouTube poops. So I don't know who he's calling a dipshit.
These are converted Monkey Jones fans. Nobody knows who these fans are. I've never seen them before. These are complete crisis actor, not real.
Yeah. How
Brought
dare
over
these
from
people
your
be
channel.
excited that you'll make something that they'll enjoy?
Well, they should fucking take that excitement and shove it up their ass. Honestly.
How did we get stuck with you? That's what I want to know.
Honestly.
This has been a very exciting episode.
YouTube content is not made to be entertaining. Why do you think people are watching this show right now?
I know. I watch
This is some
Rusty
of
Cage
the
too.
worst
I know
content
that.
I've ever had to sit. I wish we were just talking about soda the whole time. God, the fucking election. Way to go, listener. You're listening to fucking people tell you what opinion you should have on the fucking election that everyone's fucking talking about anyway.
Look,
Way to
here's
go.
what happened. Here's
can
what
talk
happened.
about
Self-worth
soda more.
has been restored.
He finds this so uninteresting that on election day he invites me and our partners to go out to the woods and so we can
Partners,
completely
what, like a business partner?
yeah. So we can completely like not talk about the election, and then he just won't shut up about it.
I'm not
like,
shutting.
and then
It's because
this
you guys
happens
keep.
and that
It's
happens,
because you
the
guys
world-
keep fucking checking in on your phone. And I'm saying like, look, just
tell
roast
me,
some
don't tell
marshmallows on the fire. I don't want to hear about this stupid bullshit election
And
where everyone's
I'm
gonna
just
be
going,
pissed
why are you
off
checking?
anyway.
Just when you wake up, it'll already be decided. And then that didn't happen.
5 days
that was a
later.
mistake.
Not to cut off your conversation, but I just. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Reactor.
Oh, I was gonna say because that question about me and my brother, I was thinking like maybe I should tell people a little bit like what happened, so they're not like, what the fuck is he talking
yeah,
about?
now that it's over, I want to hear all the juicy deets.
No, I'll just give a quick rundown. Basically, I started a business called Subverse in 2015, and then in 2016, my brother I wanted to join me.
What is
because
Subverse?
It was a website where I would like, you know how I manipulate Reddit. So
Yeah.
one of
Hell
the
yeah.
ways that I was making an income is I was writing these news articles on a website called Subverse, and then I would post it to Reddit, get it to the front page, and just get a bunch of ad revenue. You know, so like once a week I would post a new article and just suck in a bunch of ad revenue. So my brother was doing his journalism thing, and then he wanted to join me, but once he joined me, I was like, okay, you take the lead because you're the one with the public persona that I don't want to mess with. I don't want to hurt it or anything. And but it just what ended up happening is in 2018, I actually added him to as an owner of the corporation with one of his friends. And then a year later, they went to another state and reincorporated it without me to remove me and added someone else. And I was just like, what's up, man? And they were like, it's a different company. Like, okay, well, you took all the social media I created and moved it over to the new company. Kind of feels like the same company. So it was just a big issue. And I was like, fuck you, at least give me something for the business like that I've been paying for and shit like that. So you just kind of, we were at it about that.
Yeah, it kind of got ugly there for a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of don't like how public I got about it, but I was pissed off.
Classic Cain and Abel.
I got pissed off and I was like, all right, well, you're going to fucking steal from me. Well, then you're my enemy. And I don't know, it just got out of hand. But
Who did Tim vote for in the election?
yeah, it's cool now. What?
I want to know Tim Pool's voter
he voted
registry.
for Trump.
Okay.
Tim voted
When are
for
we
Trump.
getting Tim on this show?
I guess maybe we could.
I don't think
feel
we
like
could.
he wouldn't be. He wouldn't want to come on our show.
Let's get Tim Pool
Yeah,
reporting
maybe.
all my favorite political opinion makers. Let's have them on.
Yeah, and then that all happened with the quartering. After I, I did a GoFundMe to try to raise money for the lawsuit, and quartering just fucking lied out his ass about me, saying I was a drug addict and that I was a loser.
Big surprise.
It's like he didn't even do anything for the business. They're like, oh, okay, well, the first day I launched it, I had 300K unique viewers. Like, you know, technically this is pretty impressive stuff. So it's not that I wasn't doing anything. Like the business would have done great if I just never stopped and let Tim take control of it.
Yeah, the quartering really got that story wrong because when you came back with videos kind of deflating some of his points, like you had all those clips of Tim, you know, saying that you created Subverse,
right?
And the quartering
Not
was
just
like,
that.
Gordon was just there
had
like,
nothing to
my
do with
shirt is greasy. I always have a greasy, disheveled appearance because I'm covered in grease and I eat Cheetos all day.
One of the craziest things
about Brie Larson.
Hey, so one of the craziest things the quartering did was I was DMing him saying, "Hey, dude, I saw your video. You got it really wrong. I just wanted to know if you want some more info about what's really going on." And so we were like going back and forth. And what was it? So at some point he said, "All right, well then, how much do you think your brother owes you for your business?" And I was like, a third of its value. And later he posts a picture of in a video, the next video he made about me, he was like, and then I asked him, what does he think the business is even worth anyway that he's going to get? He didn't respond. And then I was like, I didn't? I went to my DMs and it's like everything he showed right where he stopped right underneath it, it's like my response, like, well, I think he owes me a third.
He
It's
probably made
almost
that
like you
video
can easily
immediately
manipulate
after.
the appearance of
But it was
tweets
all-
and just
it was
completely
all-
fool people into believing your agenda.
Yeah, but no, it was like he couldn't have missed it. I didn't like go back and forth, like leave for 10 minutes and then respond, leave for 10 minutes.
I don't know.
respond. We were
Maybe
just-
he
we
had
were
like so
conversing.
much grease on himself that was just
Yeah.
covering his eyes, and it was just fogged up, and he only saw that part. That was like the one hole in the grease. That was where he saw your message, and he's like, "Okay, print screen." I'll tweet that to
I
my
remember.
followers.
I remember tweeting like, "What the fuck?" Like the video, and then showing the picture of my DMs. Like, I responded right to him. This is weird. But yeah, that happens. But yeah, that's the whole story. Tim and I are cool now, and it's whatever.
Well, I think
I-
on
I
that
should-
If
positive
you're
I
cool,
fight with-
you should get him on here.
I fight with my brother like every 2 years, like in a pretty bad way. Like we go at each other's throats, and then we're like, "Oh fuck, we shouldn't have done that."
Spirit of America. They could
Yeah.
say we do that every 4 years.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and end this episode so we can go into the after show. I just
Oh,
remembered
wait.
something.
Well, before we end, do we have a new Twitter account? Did you contest the
No, I
suspension?
didn't have the option to contest it. I got no emails
check-
at all
oh,
from
really?
Twitter. No option to say, "Hey, this is
Huh.
incorrect."
Because it's probably
that-
a chain reaction from mine.
Yeah, and that was my Twitter account that I made that I held. Like I
Yeah,
created
my bad,
it,
man.
and then but Reactor had access to it, so he could post.
Yeah.
But since he got suspended, they just deleted that one. Anything he had access to, I
yeah,
guess,
all
suspended.
the accounts that I could that I had logged in, because you can like do the switch real quick, on
right.
Twitter. Yeah, so all of them that were logged in were gone, and yeah, that sucks. But we should make a new one, and we should figure out what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, bro. You're toxic.
I'll try to make another. Fucking, I'm so tired of making Twitter accounts.
I could make it.
The new official Twitter is @SimianJimmy. I'll post all the links to the new episodes.
Yeah,
that's a
I'll
great
post them
idea.
as well.
I'm
yeah.
the only
Yeah,
one
I
here
guess
who
that'll
hasn't
work.
been banned from Twitter, but I certainly don't want to start now by associating myself with this fucking show.
Well, too bad you're getting banned
but
tomorrow.
also follow me at not CHRESPOOL, because I'm kind of just talking to myself right now, and it's really upsetting. I'm just like tweeting, and I get like one like, oh man,
You're just
no one
screaming
likes
into
me.
the void.
that does make it about 1,000 times more embarrassing when you're going off about the election and you get 2 likes on it.
Right.
No, I mean, I don't really care. I just want my tweets to be out there. It
Yeah.
was.
I mean,
yeah.
hey, I'm the guy who, as soon as you had a new Twitter, I said, hey, everybody go follow him, even though I knew you were going to post a bunch of conspiracy fucking bullshit. And that's how good of a friend I am.
Yeah. And I was actually thinking, I was like, maybe I should just stop doing the politics.
Yeah, you would think
go back-
that
go
whatever
back to
got
my
you
old
banned,
jokes,
just take a break for a
No,
little
but-
bit,
but at
even
the same
if
time-
you're in the right.
At the same time, like, it pisses me off. Like, you're going to ban me for questioning the integrity of the United States election. Like, wow.
Yeah, you should not have been banned. I don't think
Wow.
anybody can make an argument that you should have.
I don't think anyone can argue that Twitter's a sane and well-run website either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Well,
yeah,
I kinda
just feel
hate Twitter.
If you're going
This
to ban me
episode's
for
gone
doing,
on too long. I do actually
Yeah,
have something
yeah,
that I
yeah.
want a bone to pick with you two fellas.
Which ones?
Oh, wait! Don't say what it is. Let's go to the after show and talk about it.
No, it's gonna be in the after show.
Yeah, don't say what it is. Because
Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning into this super jam-packed post-election special. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/ what is it, TrashRats?
Yeah, I don't know.
Link in the
is-
description. If you want to hear every episode, we always do an after show, an extra 30 minutes or so of content. If you want to hear what Rusty's bone to pick is, go support us on Patreon.
Yeah, I just don't
folks.
want this show to go on way longer than it already is. But it's patreon.com/TrashRats, and that's it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. Emp, you want to plug anything since you're the guest this episode?
Go out and vote. Your voice matters. The election definitely is not rigged. Your vote matters, especially if you vote Democrat.
Oh,
All right. And for those who are still worried, we're all still best friends. We're all still going to fucking circle jerk and play Soggy Muffin together. Don't worry about it.
Soggy muffin.
You think people would actually worry about that?
Oh, I guarantee you people are going to stop listening and they're going to say, oh, man, I can't listen to this. They all hate each other now because
Yeah.
of politics.
Oh.
Well, you know, we got our own team of fact checkers. They're you see them with the fucking stone marble bust profile
Hey,
pictures
hey.
and JC Denton profile pictures. They'll fact check us on everything, so don't have to worry about that. They do it for free.
Yeah.
And also they go around and say like, is there drama going on with the show? Because Ev said he hates Rusty and thinks the fucking 30
I know.
days
Oh my
Super
guys,
challenge
people
is
are
stupid.
fucking retarded. Like, I can't tell if Monkey and Rusty hate each other. It's
this
like,
is the after show,
we're in
right?
each other's videos with a mock argument.
I have a JC Denton profile picture. I'm smarter than everyone else in this comment section.
All right, that's
Reactor
enough.
secretly
Bye,
fighting?
everybody. Thanks for tuning in.